Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna be doing a reaction video to Am I the Asshole stories on Reddit. Are you guys ready? Let's get right into it. Am I the asshole for kicking a pregnant woman out of her seat?
It definitely depends on the context.
Depends on the
Not
context.
that I can think of a good context for that, but...
Yeah,
I feel like every Am I the Asshole post starts with like something that's like, that sounds evil, but almost always they're always
justified.
That pregnant woman has killed 5 dogs.
Yeah. Okay, so this basically happened a few hours ago and I've only just calmed down because I hate conflict. Basically, I was doing a long travel day, 5-ish hours, so I booked my train in advance to ensure that I had a reserved seat. When I get on the train, a woman is in my seat, so I politely inform her that I think that's my seat, show her my ticket, and ask her to move. She checks her ticket and just says, well, I must have sit in the wrong seat, and puts her head down. I say that it's my seat, and could I please sit in it?
She says seat a lot.
This could be a man.
What else? How
They
else?
say seat a lot.
How else are you supposed to refer to it?
They sat in my seat, so I kicked them out of my seat. So then in my seat, I sat in my seat, then I kicked the pregnant woman out of my seat.
Are they supposed to pull out a thesaurus?
But there's other ways to say this than like I sat in my seat, then she sat in my seat, then I took her seat, then I kicked her out of my seat.
Okay, but I say that it's my seat and could I please sit in it? At this point, her partner sitting opposite her starts speaking at me and what I perceive to be
Discord noise. You better edit that out. They're gonna think that you're like a Discord moderator.
Yeah.
We need Discord for our school.
Guys, should I start a chat like a Discord for my channel?
Is there gonna be like 5 people in it?
At this point, her partner sitting opposite her starts speaking at me in what I perceive to be an aggressive tone. He suggests I find another seat, which there are none because it's busy. And I say, but I booked that seat and there are no other available seats in the carriage. He then raises his voice and says, well, someone else is in our seats and that his missus is pregnant. I say I understand and that I have a heart defect, which I do, and said everyone has their own medical issues and reasons standing for long periods of time might be difficult. And here I could be the asshole. I ask him to not speak to me in an aggressive tone and that I will make a complaint. He then starts swearing at me and I ask him to stop. Eventually, the woman gets up and allows me to sit there and he continues to berate me, saying he hopes I feel good for myself and that I'm quiet now I have my seat. When really, I just stopped engaging as I felt there was no point. One of the men who was sat beside him offers that him and his partner sit in the seat opposite me. It's a table seat, at which point he sits his partner down and then laughs at me and points in my face. Eventually, when the ticket inspector comes around and they are asked to move to their assigned seats, and she asks if I'm okay as another passenger had made a complaint on my behalf. Even so, was I the a-hole? Should I have just left them alone as she was pregnant? And did I in any way escalate the situation?
No, you're not the fucking asshole because the real asshole is the man who told her to not sit there. She has a fucking heart condition. Like, what the hell?
That's what I meant. The titles titles always sound so bad, and then they're like, I needed to curb stomp that child because that child was about to push a live traffic.
I always immediately assume that the speaker in a Reddit story is a man for some reason. Like only men go on Reddit in my head, I guess.
This one felt like a girl.
Also,
to me.
the pregnant lady didn't even sound as upset as the man.
It was her partner. He's definitely the one who was the a-hole there.
Let's take it down.
I bet the pregnant lady was embarrassed. I bet she was.
Yeah, she sounded embarrassed too.
Calm down, Jimmy. It's fine.
Jimmy. Overall, we say no for that one. Okay, I'll read the next one.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for asking my new mother-in-law to get the fuck out? My mother-in-law has been staying with my husband and I in our 1-bedroom apartment for over a month.
Wouldn't be able to handle sharing a 1-bedroom size space over a month?
She's from another country and came to visit her flight home was booked 4 months out from her arrival with the plan to change it. Everything is fine at first. Then I realized this lady has decision paralysis in all aspects of life. The 4 weeks leading up to the wedding, she spent nearly every day shopping for a dress. She purchased and returned over 10 dresses and clothing items. She asked my opinion on everything she bought. When she found a dress that she and I both liked, her family said no, and so she returned it. I decided to stop weighing in. Wait, is she looking for her dress? Or the wedding dress?
No, her own dress,
Her own dress, right? Yeah, okay. Then there was the wedding planning. She thought I should get a different dress. She wanted us to get fancy dishes. She wanted us to get flowers. She asked the day before why we didn't book a videographer. All of this drove me insane, not to mention the little quirks that came with sharing space with a new person. I said no, or you can take care of it. Then we have the wedding and We have the wedding, and afterwards she and my brand new husband travel to another city together. This was no problem for me because I'm in a demanding grad school and need to study.
Pause. Imagine being so locked in at college that you're like, yeah, okay, day after my wedding, time to lock in and keep studying.
Dude, my cousin's like wife had to do that. Like she like got married and then had to lock in for finals.
That's why I would not get married until after college.
Yeah,
because I want to
too.
enjoy it, you know?
They returned from the trip. I think surely she's ready to go home. It's been 5 weeks and they got to have fun together by taking this small trip. When I asked my husband the plan, I learned there is no plan. Then after they chat at my prompting, I learned she wants to stay for another 2 weeks. The kicker is my husband has to go back to work after taking time off of the wedding to end his mom's visit. He works in another city, meaning she and I would be home alone together during this week. Oh, I think I would crash out a little bit if I already don't know the mother-in-law that well and she speaks a different language. Yeah, no. Anyways, I'm at my limit. I tell him that it's not going to work and she either needs to go to a hotel or go home. He takes a day to speak with her and think about the plan and then tells me he's unwilling to put her in a hotel. When I ask him why, he says she's family, blah, blah, blah. He needs to take care of her and save face. I ask what face is there to save? Surely you can speak directly with her about this. We have a long conversation, he won't budge. Defeated, I say she needs to be gone during the day. As he gives me updates about their communication, I learn he isn't being direct with her about what I need. I said, please ask her to be gone from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. He tells her, you need to be gone. I say, this isn't enough. This isn't good enough. Put her in a hotel or I'm going to stay in a hotel. He takes a bit more time to think, decides she won't stay here. We realized in retrospect that as soon as she arrived, he spent all his time with her and never created opportunities for us to talk. I had asked him to fix
Oh, they just got married, huh?
Yeah.
This isn't
I had
our
asked
marriage, it's not,
Yeah. I had asked him to fix this partway through, but he forgot. He has apologized profusely for this. Besides lack of communication, a lot of trust issues were spurred by situational and or cross-cultural issues. But I also think this woman has a personality disorder. So am I the asshole for making my mother-in-law get the fuck out?
No.
No, I don't think
I do
so.
feel a little bit for like
If she's like she speaks a different language. I feel like it's a lot different with like cultural families. I feel like it depends on the mother-in-law too. If she's like the kind of mother-in-law that like infringes on space, you know, and like
And it sounds like
and like makes
I mean, if it was just the fact that she's like taking time by accident, like the quirks and stuff, but it does kind of suck how much she was trying to like push in on the wedding.
Yeah, I feel like if it was my wedding, I'd want to be the one planning it. I wouldn't mind like feedback, you know, but I would want for me to like have the final word and
yeah,
things,
and also
know?
I feel like as a mother-in-law, you have to understand that if they just got married, you don't want to cause any arguments between them like that.
Yeah, and like I feel like if it's the kind of mother-in-law that's pushy and like not romanticizes, but like is like all over her son and like wants to spend each and every second with her baby and like doesn't give the wedding like the couple time, then it's just kind of weird.
Yeah,
you know?
if she like absolutely had to stay with him because like she like lost her job and was single and alone and like got evicted from her house and whatever, then I understand that. But if it was just for the wedding, unless I missed a part, if it was just for the wedding and she just wanted to
why
loiter,
she wants to stay longer with just her new daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
It's
like that's just wonky.
Giving pushy boundaries.
Am I the asshole for leaving my friend's birthday party?
Let's make
Guesses.
it. So,
I personally don't like when people leave my birthday party early without telling me.
I feel like with these stories, it says that like you're gonna think, oh no, you should never leave your friend's party early. But watch, it's gonna be like the friend like threw their own cake on the person and was like, I don't want you here, you. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
And
I like how Jen can't say any cuss words. The only insult she can do is. I'm pretty horrible with that. Okay. My F24 friend, F25, Kelly, had a small birthday party with friends last night. Why are you guys giggling?
My F24 friend,
F25.
Most of these friends I knew, but I was meeting a newer friend of hers for the first time. The party was going well, and I introduced myself to her friend I was not familiar with. I asked her how she had met Kelly, and she said they had met through a local community group and bonded through talk about their chronic illnesses. Kelly has POTS.
Oh, POTS. I thought you said pox.
Which has understandably been super difficult for her at times.
Why are you reading? Which has understandably been difficult
because you guys haven't been putting your cunts in it, and I will.
I put everything into mine.
Her friend mentioned having EDS and sharing similar difficulties as Kelly.
Wait, what's EDS?
EDS is like you have like extra.
How do you know this?
Because I am the illness master.
You have too many.
EDS is also really comorbid with autism. It causes you to be hyper flexible. Your bones are way too hyper flexible to the point that it's like difficult to walk because your bones are having trouble
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's really common for people with autism, weirdly enough, but it also can be by itself. It's weirdly comorbid with it.
Let's go to the doctor and tell them you don't have autism.
They want to see if I have autism. You don't. Let's go tell them you don't.
Please.
I mentioned having a seizure disorder.
Caesar?
And understood how hard it could be to have judgmental doctors and unsupportive family during struggles. She looked a bit confused and said, well, that's not really the same. I asked her to clarify, and she began looking uncomfortable, mentioned needing to get a drink, and went to speak of Kelly. I don't understand the difference between physical disabilities here. Maybe I have a little too autistic.
Wait, they're both physical disabilities, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelly came up and asked why I had downplayed her friend's chronic illness. I was caught off guard, and I was just trying to relate based on my experiences with seizures. She rolled her eyes at me and said, well, you don't remember those and don't have to deal with the same pain that we do. It's hard enough to not be taken seriously by doctors. I expected more from you. What? She asked that I apologize to her friend and refused. I refused, more upset by the fact that she was dismissing my multiple injuries and accidents I had suffered because of seizures. Yet people can, possibly choke to death during the seizure.
This is literally, who has it worse Olympics.
I have to admit, I got really upset and didn't want to say anything I regret, so I told her to have a nice birthday, then I left. Ever since last night, I've been receiving texts from her and a few mutual friends upset that I left early. Part of me feels like the asshole, but another feels that the situation is blown out of proportion when it was a misunderstanding. For additional context, I've had a seizure disorder since I was a kid. It was mostly controlled until a few years ago, and the medication I was on began to be not as effective. I had a breakthrough seizure while driving and got into a really bad accident. I now have multiple seizures a month, which has completely upended my life. Kelly is aware of this and the effect it's had on my mental health. Jesus Christ, girl was in an accident.
Yeah, so
Dude.
definitely not. She's not the asshole here.
She's
Sorry, I'm
literally
itching
just
in my armpits today.
and also she was meeting a new person. She was just trying to get to know them and relate and stuff. She doesn't know what's gonna set you off, and that wasn't bad enough to set you off. That was just.
I'm also confused because those are both disabilities.
Yeah.
I don't understand the difference.
I think that she wasn't the asshole for leaving.
No,
early.
yeah, I hate when-
retract my statement from earlier.
Yeah, I just hate when people try to and if something worse did happen, okay, whatever, but it's when they purposely do it to make your thing seem not as bad, but it still affects you so deeply, that sucks. Don't do that to people.
I know you farted.
Anyways, alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and drop a like or whatever, I guess, if you want to. But yeah.
Toodles!
Oh, this is the first outro I've been in, because every time you guys have filmed an outro, I haven't been here.
I keep forgetting to film the outros, but yeah.
Cutesy. Demure.
Bye. Bye.